I don't know. May we start?
Yeah.
May we start?
I guess so. Like, I'm being nice, I guess. Like, but.
So may we start? So may we start? It's time to start.
Drive-by movies, you're watching
Fresh releases.
My name's Blaze.
And my name is James.
And this week we're talking the brand new feature film that's brand new to Amazon, Annette.
What's your problem?
Annette is the new film from Leos Carax. It's about a stand-up comedian and his opera singer wife that have a 2-year-old daughter with a surprising gift. That's one way to describe their daughter, I guess you could say. So I remember seeing the trailer for this movie actually a couple times. I saw The Green Knight. You heard me crap talk it last week and stuff. Saw the trailer before that. And I think also just watching random stuff on Amazon Prime, they were advertising this movie. And I remember it hyping up from the director of Holy Motors. And Leos, we are familiar with his work. Well, other than Holy Motors, that's really it for me. Blaze, I'm not sure if you've checked out his other work.
Yeah, I've actually seen Move's Song. And that is the movie that famously Francis Ha kind of takes the whole running scene with the David Bowie music from. So it's, kind of my experience with Leos Carax. I've enjoyed a fair amount of his films that I was looking quite forward to this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Holy Motors, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a movie for me when I first checked it out. I was kind of a little tripped out by it, and I was like a little like flabbergasted and was like, I don't know if this movie's for me. But over time, it like grew on me as I started to think about it, and I enjoyed like what I saw within it, like, just like the love for like film in general. There's like a horror set piece, special effects set piece, a musical moment, like it just all rolled into one and stuff. So I enjoyed it. And, I kind of expected this movie to go in weird directions as well, too. And the trailer kind of highlighted that. But I don't know if I just didn't notice in the trailer, if they avoided it. But once the daughter comes into the movie, I was really tripped out and just like, yeah, I kind of get the metaphors for like, some of the like idea of like puppetry. But for those of you who don't know, like it could be spoilers or maybe it's already in the trailer. I don't remember. But their daughter is a wooden puppet, and like there's a lot of weird sequences involving that and stuff. And of course, there's like reasons as well that are like kind of described. There's a lot of metaphors as we're describing too. But this movie wasn't for me. I love Marion Cotillard and stuff. And I really want to like Adam Driver too. Like, I feel like he's gotten a bad rap after joining the Star Wars movies and stuff. Like, I think he's a fantastic actor and is a likable dude. But they're not necessarily meant to have chemistry within this movie, but just like I couldn't believe for a second that they would ever be married and stuff, just because their age gap and stuff. And I don't know, it just didn't work for me and stuff. And I wanted to like it, but it's just too weird just for the sake of being weird. And yeah,
I don't know. May we start?
Yeah.
May we start?
I guess so. Like, I'm being nice, I guess. Like, but yeah, I guess I can.
I was joking. That's how the film starts. Remember, the song is like just kept saying, "May we start." A lot of the repetition in this movie felt like it's the reason that the runtime was over 2 hours. Mm-hmm. I felt like if they condensed the songs and actually made the songs less repetitive, and Adam Driver wasn't constantly talking about the blocking of the film, saying which direction in which he was going at any moment in time. Like, I'm about to walk up these stairs. I'm currently walking up the stairs. Like, I feel like so much of the music and the song in this film is just very what is actually happening in the scene. And sometimes musicals do that and it doesn't bother me as much. I think I actually disliked Les Mis because a lot of the music was kind of like that. They sing every single line. This is along the same sense, but it was more just the repetition was honestly really annoying. And the music, I don't think I can remember, like, beyond the very first scene. Like, the very first scene I was into it, I was like, oh, this music's actually kind of chill. Like, I like how it's like a little building of this story, and you see all these characters that are going to be in the film. It made it feel like a play almost, and that's kind of what this film feels like. But after that first scene, honestly, the next however long the movie was just torture. Yeah. Honestly, it was like torture. I think the story is weird, but at the same time, it's not as weird as I've seen Leos Carax go, and that was disappointing. And the music was, the story is, it's almost kind of very straightforward. I feel like, even though there are weird things here and there, it's not like Holy Motors that's totally up for interpretation.
Right, yeah. This movie is, for the most part, pretty straightforward, other than the weirdness of the wooden doll. But like that feels very like, like it's pretty easy to understand what the like, metaphor and usage of that is, especially towards the end of the movie too, once she's free from, her father and stuff. But yeah, just like we haven't brought up the Sparks Brothers just yet, really, and stuff. And they wrote this movie. They wrote all the music, of course, too. Like, I really did actually enjoy that first song, and that there's a reason why that's the song that's highlighted in the trailer. I was like, oh, a musical. Like, this might be a fun movie to see on a date night. And I'm just so happy I did not go see this movie on a date or something. Should have just been like a weird buzzkill and everything. And just like 2 hours and 20 minutes was like really stretching it for a movie that doesn't have all that much to really say, because the story's kind of been like told before, like, just like overtop father like exploiting someone and stuff, and then someone from behind the scenes is kind of like, just like been there all along and stuff. Like, I'm not trying to spoil the whole movie, just for like, it's a movie that I kind of want people to like be tortured and watch just because I had to go through it technically.
Oh man, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but yeah, I just felt like this film was, I don't know, it felt like on the nose, but at the same time, like it's a musical, but I can't hum you one song or even remember any specific, lyrics, and that might be a good thing, honestly. Like, I bet if I looked up the lyrics, they'd probably actually be pretty bad. That to where I'm glad I kind of forget and can't remember any of these lyrics. None of them were memorable or it stood out one bit. All I can remember is just how the film constantly was super, super repetitive, but not in like a good way even, or not. It's just, it's the music, I wouldn't even say is experimental. It feels like a high school music teacher created this. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a bummer. Like, I feel like we deserve a better movie, especially from all the people involved. This was originally supposed to be a Sparks album, but then instead of becoming, I guess one of their songs was featured in Holy Motors. So they had met Leos Carax and kind of pitched him the story as a musical. And then eventually it was supposed to be a play originally. And then now it becomes a film. And it's really cool that Amazon brought this to fruition. And this was like, Leos Carax's first English language movie, but it just falls extremely flat. And that's what's really the most disappointing thing about this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like when trying to describe this movie to my coworkers, like earlier today and stuff, I was just like, they're like, oh, well, what kind of musical is it? And I was just like, I don't know, like, I can't name you really any songs and stuff. Like, I was just like, everyone just sings like this. They're just talking like it's a normal conversation and singing. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, it gets so repetitive. And one thing also, like, just if you read the plot, like, it sounds interesting too, just the idea of like an opera singer being married to a comedian and stuff. But I don't know what it is about a lot of movies that don't capture true comedian work like properly and stuff. Like, I'm like movies just off the top of my head. I remember Folk Hero and Funny Guy. I remember that was a movie I really wanted to like, about a comedian going on tour with a folk artist and stuff. But the comedian, though, just struggles the whole tour and stuff. I'm like, this isn't like how real comedy would go. Like, if you're failing on a joke, you're not going to continue to make that same joke every night and stuff. Unless like, it might work with a certain audience. But just like, I thought that captured comedians very poorly. Other movies, like example, like, I mean, there's plenty of other comedic movies that like don't capture that true comedy well. And this was the case again, too, where I was just like, this isn't how like any stand-up show would ever like go. Like, it's way too over the top and just didn't feel right. And of course, it's written by musicians, so they don't really like, I don't
understand expect them comedy at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That honestly, thanks for bringing that up, because that was another reason that I really hated I think after that first song, that's when you jump into Henry McHenry's first show, and that is torture, because it's basically feels like kind of like a play where he's all just doing this stand-up show. Absolutely none of it is funny. Like, not even 1 second of it is funny. Like, it's extremely poorly written. It's supposed to be written to be funny, because I mean, if he's this huge world-class act, essentially draws in a massive crowd, but he's not even excited to, like, I don't, just the vibe was just, it was just wrong. Like, I don't know if the direction was wrong. I'll tell you, the script I know was wrong. When it comes to that, I feel bad that Adam Driver did pour a lot into it, but it's just bad from the start. Like, there's really nothing he could do to save it. I feel like the writing, the actual jokes isn't there. So why would I believe that he's this world-class stand-up comedian? That just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't pass the eye test. It makes absolutely no sense. It's really poor. They definitely were going for the vibe of like, he could be the next Bo Burnham. Like, that's definitely the stand-up comedian that I feel like they used as like a template. But like, come on, dude. Like, Bo Burnham definitely has his own style of comedy where he utilizes music and musical moments and absurdity. And that's kind of what they were going for. But it's just, Bo Burnham's like actually, really intelligent. So I think that's what makes his shit work. Like, even if you dislike him, you start watching, you're like, oh, he's actually a really smart guy, So this is just really poorly written. It's extremely disappointing.
Yeah, of course, because I think I honestly see it in his performance too. Adam Driver did like pour his heart out in this movie, and he does in a lot of movies too as well. So just a bummer that it didn't work out. I feel like this is like had all the right pieces to make a great movie. I don't want to blame the Sparks brothers because I don't know anything about them, but like I think just them like writing a feature length movie, and it's their first one. Like, kudos for trying, but just like I felt like there were a lot of great pieces there, but just didn't work out altogether, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like sometimes you take big swings, and it's crazy for Amazon to take a big swing like this, but this is a big miss and a huge strikeout for pretty much everyone involved, sadly. I wish that wasn't the case. Honestly, I like a lot of people involved in this. But I don't think Adam Driver is going to have any trouble getting another movie after this one. So I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not. But yeah, like, are we wrong? Because this movie's getting good reviews. And honestly, I feel like this movie is going to get nominated for a lot of Oscars. But I say we are right and stuff. Like, but, let us know what you thought about the movie. You can, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it just straight up on there. If not, though, you can rent it on there. That's a great way to help support the show by checking it out through our Amazon affiliate link in our description box below.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, well, be sure to check us out on all our other social media platforms. Catch our links down below for Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Anyways, guys, that'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.